Starting video transmission. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. I am Laz, your slightly peculiar host that sits here with the camera and talks to you, and you are all the people who talk to me and keep me going. So, hello. Thank you all for coming in. It's a magical world of sparkles and oak, as is usually on Thursdays at the moment. And I've now got to wait for an email to come through to say I'm actually live. There we go. And now I can turn that to go mute. And now I can pop over into the portrait mode version. Isn't that fun? Now I should only have one portrait mode version this time, I hope, not two. So that should help. And don't need snips tonight. But I do need to turn myself down before I start echoing. So let's do that first. Right, we have a couple of things to do tonight. Sparkles has selected the model that I'm painting, which is going to be the little Displacer Beast kitty, which is very, very small. Hey up, Buzzard. How you doing, mate? How are you doing? Hope you're well today. But before I start on the Displacer Beast, I need to Mod Podge the door frames that we did last week, which I haven't done because, well, I only paint when I'm here, and I only do stuff while I'm here. So, of course, that means I've not done anything during the last week on this project, including finding a correct brush that will work for Mod Podge that I can reasonably get away with going, right, I don't actually need that brush anywhere near as much as I need others. But we'll try it. I've got to find a naff brush first though. And you're thinking, Laz, you've probably got about 17 naff brushes on your desk, you're just not looking right. And you're right, I have. I've got loads. And here's one that I'm going to use. And this is the Mod Podge that's been mixed up already. So let's go get the diorama. I say go get it, it's not that far away. Now I know what I need to get for the rest of this. I've just not got round to picking it up yet. So we're Mod Podging these two door frames and the bricks that are with them, just to make sure they've been sealed in. I haven't picked up the filler yet to go around the bottom, and I'm going to put more grass tufts in around there so something's growing out of it. But first, let's get the Mod Podging done. Mod Podge. Yeah, Mod, M-O-D. It is Mod Podge. Now this one's quite old, so it might take a bit of a force to get it open, but we'll give it a go. And there we go, black Mod Podge. Well, it's actually normal Mod Podge, just that I've put black paint in with it. And then we get all that in on there, so that it's all nice and coated. And then if I have to use anything like super glues or anything like that on it, then it doesn't dissolve the damn things. Good evening, Twisted. Good evening. Hope you've had a good and productive day today. I know your praises have been being sung on a different channel over at Anfield Road. Layout in the Loft, if you want the full channel name. You've been having a lot of your praises sung today. Well, I hope everybody's doing alright today, and anyone who's come to join me. Hopefully this doesn't take that long tonight, so I'm hoping it's only going to be a 2-hour stream and it doesn't extend into like a 4-hour stream, because I'm forgetting, I miss bits and stuff like that. We can hope, can't we? But as I said, first things first, we have to Mod Podge this up, because I didn't do it last week due to drying times on the actual glue itself, and that means I've got to come back this week and do it. Also, the adverts have just come on, which is absolutely excellent, because I was running late this evening. Sparkles is going to make a cup of tea. Now I am feeling quite thirsty, so I may end up downing that cup of tea and then go making another one while I'm at it. I believe you did. That was one of the things we was talking about with Lee today. The fact that you've now hit 300 subscribers. Congratulations. 200 more to go, and then you'll be able to have things like memberships and super chats. If you're looking to get monetized, that is on YouTube. I genuinely don't think I'll ever get monetized on YouTube. That's why I've gone the Patreon route. More for support so I can continue and carry on. Because let's face it, this stuff costs money, and if you ain't got it, then it's difficult. It is. Good evening, Ali. Good evening, and thank you for posting Twisted's channel. Big congratulations, of course, to him today. Big, huge congratulations to Twisted for hitting that 300. I think I'm on 227 now. 227. Or somewhere in that vicinity, anyway. I know I've not hit the 300 yet. I'm not halfway to the 500 either. So, right, so we've painted that up, but we've got to leave it kind of like that, so it doesn't run too much onto the actual diorama itself. So pop that over onto the table, and that should be able to dry for next week, so we can get the filler. We can start filling in the... Yeah, the filler can fill in the bottom bits, and then I can put in the grass tufts, which I have kept out just so I'm ready to go on. Right, that's the easy bit done for tonight. The difficult bit now is I've got to try and find some kind of palette, because my wet palette has still gone missing and does not wish to be found anywhere. I've got bits that are falling, and I do not know where any of my dry palettes are. None of my dry palettes at all. I've managed to lose every single bleeding palette I own. Please don't ask me how either, because I really don't know. I have no idea how I managed to lose these. Because they don't go anywhere from my desk, they stay on my desk. And last time I cleaned my desk, I could find my dry palettes. Now, now that I've not moved anywhere, there's one. There is one. There is not the one that I wanted. Let's face it, it is not the one that I wanted. And you're in there now, Ali. Excellent, thank you very much. Thank you. I now need to make room for Sparkles to hand me my broom. Thank you very much. Got it. Yeah. I got it. I got it, so it might fall all over me. That is the aim, eventually, Twisted, as far as I'm aware, for everybody who's on YouTube and running regularly, is to at least have it to the point where the channel can pay for itself. As I said, at the moment, I'm just running at a huge loss, and I have been doing for the last 4 years, so it's not something new. But the amount I'm spending has gone up, so I've been having to be a very good boy. Adam, how you doing, mate? You doing all right? Welcome back. I did spot you just in time then, before you disappear off the top of the screen. Right, so I have some kind of usable palette. I use that term very loosely, very, very loosely. I have no choice. I have to use a lot of terms very loosely on this channel. Like, I have this thing of... Yeah, do you really? No. No, you don't, last year. You're barely functioning on this channel. And we know this. We know I barely function on this channel. Right. Enough base just to help clear some of the... As I said, this is not the wet palette. They're not the dry palette I wanted, because this was the base, or should I say, the big board palette that I used. So lots of brown being used on this. I'm just going to have to clear out a couple of wells. Shouldn't need too many. I only need green, blue, metallic, black, and then a bit of grey. So I shouldn't need too many open. But so that's what? Metallic, grey, green, blue. It's only 4-ish. So get one of the crap bases that end up breaking and just becoming a little disc, and I'm just going to rub it through the actual things to... I'll show you on that one. See how quickly that clears that out? That is gone, that is. That is gone. My phone has just had a little bit of a fit. It seems to be doing that for Discord recently. I don't get anything and I get something like 12 or 13 messages all through at the same time. Adam, you've popped Adam's channel in there. Thank you very much, Ali. Something I need to go check out myself. Now, I do have a lot of people's channels that I check out, so I don't always get to go check every video. Well, having family life as well as trying to have a YouTube life at the same time. They don't mix very well, let's be honest. Okay, so that will suffice, I believe, for clearing out the wells. So we have 4 that are reasonably usable now. And we have a displacer beast, which needs my blue tack. Why have I got a feeling I'm not going to be able to find any blue tack at all? And I'm certainly not going to be able to find one of these that actually has a blue tack on it. So I've got a tiny bit of blue tack, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to pin this model down. I'm really not sure. No, I'm just being quiet so I can see if I can pick up the telly in the background by mistake. I don't want to be doing that. I do not wish to have anybody going, "Oh, you've got our channel and your video in the background. You need to take it down or pay us money, but you can't pay us money, so take it down." Don't want that to happen. So, we're alright, it doesn't seem to be picking up. If anyone does hear random noises and voices in the background, please let me know. That way I can ask Sparkles if she's willing to at least knock it down by 1 if it picks up. If not, she can leave it exactly where it is. But I don't know which one's going to happen, so we'll find out. Why can't I find? Why is everything that I'm looking for today just not here? Even though I saw it like 2 hours ago. I saw it. I purposely left the damn thing alone so that nothing would happen to it, and now I can't find it. Oh, for God's sakes. It just doesn't... something's not liking me today. It really is not. Whether... I don't know what I've done. I must have done something to somebody, but I'm not sure what. And it's just not liking me. So I'm going to see if I can find double-sided tape instead, because no blue tack at the moment. It's going wonderfully for the start of the stream, isn't it? Double-sided tape should be in... Yes, yes it is. I do need... I can't make... I'm sat in the house. And I can't while I'm in the house. So I'm going to have to do it without that section. And hopefully without cutting my fingers off as well, ideally. I hope it'll work well. So I've got a bit of double-sided tape there to try and work instead of blue tack. I've just got to get the paper off the other side without having any. Oh, you've got the cookies, haven't you? You've got cookies. That was nice last time I tried it. Right, so there we go. We've got a little key. Displacer beast there. Whoa, that was a bit of a speed in on the zoom. Okay. Now, I asked Sparkles what she wanted regarding colours. She wanted the little... whatever the face of these things are with the little dimples on them, she wanted that to be green. And from there, she left the entire rest of it to me. Thank you very much. So she gave me green for one of the little tiny colours, and then I've got to try and find something that goes well for the rest. With that being the case, I've decided to go with green tentacly things. It's going to be metallic dark grey, which I'm going to have to mix up myself with a metallic medium, and my dark grey primer, which I shall start with because that's the main colour I'm going to be using. So I need the very dark grey into there first, and then I need to get the metallic medium. Now, even though I've used this a couple of times, I'm still not 100% on quite the mixing ratios. So, trial and error, eh? Trial and error. So, we love the metallic medium. And that's going to be probably way too much paint for what I actually need. But I'd rather have way too much than have to try and randomly mix it up again when I'm not sure what the ratios are. Now, where's my spodger? Spodger? Spodger! Nope, right, brush it is. Now, we mix that through. And hopefully this turns it into a metallic grey. That's what we're looking for out of this. It's slightly shiny metallic grey, which it has lined it up a little. Every day is a learning day, you are right, Ali. We learn every day. Sometimes things we don't even know we wanted to learn. Where's my water pot? Which is the other thing that I forgot. Oh, I'm forgetting everything tonight. Luckily, it's only a thingy brush that I need to do. Let's go clean this out, because, yeah, it needs it. Luckily, I'm close to the kitchen. So I shall be back in a couple of moments. Thank you for everyone who's watching on the portrait mode and on the vertical mode. I'll be as quick as I can. It's going to be really quick. I'll keep talking and shouting and making sure you all hear me out. So you're aware that I've not run too far. Right. Very important, and that is medication. There we go. I think I've remembered everything this time. Not sure if I have or not. We'll find out in a moment. See, that's cleaner water, isn't it? That's better. That is a lot better. Right, you know, one day I'm going to get a stream where I actually remember everything. And that's when everyone is going to be thankful that they sat down. Remember to take my tablet. And we'll take that brush out because it's a CAC brush. Which is why we used it for what we did. Just as a mixer. And this brush should be a bit better. So let's start with the base colour. Which essentially I've just mixed up bulk gunmetal. So let's get all that covered. Now obviously I started with the standard paint it black, dry brush it white, just from the top, so we can see the light and dark shades. Get this paint on. Now we've got to try and avoid the eyes because they want to be blue. And I've just realised the cat's also got his tongue out. So that's going to make it a whole lot easier. That is not going to be a fun job doing its tongue. You know how I've done with small cats like this and doing tongues in the past. They give me headaches. Small little items. Small parts of models, especially on this size, give me lots of headaches. Lisa, hello. Welcome in. I hope you're having a nice evening. We are painting a familiar at the moment, which is going to be a very small little Displacer Beast kitty thing for my homebrew D&D. Well, homebrew D&D world, should you say. I've yet to make a stat block for this one, because I didn't even know I was painting it tonight. In fact, I didn't know I was painting it until a couple of hours ago, when my partner decided this is the one I'm going to be doing. She does like cats, so the fact that she saw a cat, I'm surprised it took this long for her to go, paint that one! I am really surprised. But thank you very much. I seem to have managed okay with the metallic medium ratio on this one, unlike some of the others where I really messed it up and it just made it a lot smaller. Also, with it being a new character, everybody's aware. Everybody who's been in here before, you're all aware. Lisa, you might not be as well as Adam. You might not be aware of this either, but the naming process is all in your hands. Well, I say all in your hands. The suggestions come from you. They get filtered through who is essentially the boss, my missus, who this entire project is dedicated to. So she has the final say. But please feel free to reel off names that you think, oh no, that'll be a top name for a little metallic Displacer Beast cat, or whoever else that you've seen and you're thinking, oh, that'll be a good name for them. If I do finish earlier than expected, I will go back through the models that have been painted just so I can refresh myself as who needs naming or classing. Because some have classes, some have names, some have neither, and some have both. Some actually have full stat sheets, and we have classes, subclasses, and abilities. Okay, so that's actually quite a nice shine on that. Oh, wow, that is a really nice shine on that metallic, isn't it? Oh, that is good. I'm liking that a lot. I like it a lot. It will need a null nail wash and then another highlighting over with it, but what I'm going to do is get some of a lighter grey, something like, in this case, Administratum grey, and I'm going to mix that through and yeah. So, yeah. I'm going to mix a little bit of a lighter colour in for later. Just to try and brighten it up a bit so we can have a highlighting tone. If at all possible. I'll take that bit of metallic out of there. And then mix a nice lighter shade in. Just so that when we do come back to do the highlighting afterwards, once it's dried properly, we can. If we need to. We're working straight from the base colour and just making it a tad bit lighter. So out of curiosity, because I know some people, like, good evening Graham, some people do play D&D, some people don't play D&D. If this is your first couple of times being here and you do play D&D, please tell us, let us know. After all, my overall plan for these are to run community D&D games. Obviously using the top-down camera itself to display the board, and for those people who do not have a camera to look at their own dice, then I can either do it for you or you can share a screen to a digital version. So just catching the higher end to make it brighter. Oh, it should be lighter on the back than it is on the side, and then really dark underneath from there. So you should have a nice gradient through. I hope, once it's dried. We'll find that out in a moment. So, but before that, we have to look at the green and the blue. So we'll start with the green. which in this case I'm going to be using Saborite Green from Citadel. Yeah, that's the one. How did the games go tonight, Graham? And anyone else who's been playing games, if you've been playing the game and having fun with it, how did it go? Personally, I've been playing Where Winds Meet. I've been coming in and making dinner. Oh, see, perfect timing every time, Twisted. I know. I get it every time. I time it perfectly for your meal times. And it's not supposed to be. Yes, I will be live on Monday evenings as well. Thank you very much, Ali. Mostly it'll be 40k or Warhammer related on Mondays. And Wednesdays is usually the Combat Patrol magazine until that's finished. I'm not sure what I'm going to do on Wednesdays once that's finished. I've got less than 20 issues left to go, I know that much. So, the little tendril things on the displacer piece wish to be green. You can see it's bright green now. Along with that shiny, shiny coat. That is very shiny, that coat, isn't it? Bloody Nora. It was chilled. Good, good. Yes, it does, of course, depend on the availability of the magazine. Thank you, Alan. I think I've only missed 2, though. I think I've only missed 2 issues of the Combat Patrol that I've been doing on Wednesdays. And I can even name the 2, what you got in the 2 issues. It was the first part of the Hearthkin Warriors, and it was the Wraith Lord. I know exactly what I'm missing. I say what I'm missing. I do have a Wraith Lord. I wanted a second. So now I've got to try and convert. Right. Figured out what I'm going to do on Monday. Got it. Right. If Captain Titus hasn't arrived by Monday, I'll start on the Eldar conversion for the Triceratops into a fire prism tank. That's what I'm going to do on Monday. So it's either going to be Captain Titus or and Exarch Fire Prism off the base of a Triceratops. I'm not sure which one's more daunting, to be quite honest. We need the blue for the eyes. This is going to be really quick. Is this going to be the quickest one? Right, so Titus will not be there Monday, so that means he's going to be the converting of the Triceratops. At least I know that now, so I can go out and try and find parts for it. Because how I'm going to put a Fire Prism and an Eldar rider of some kind on the back of this dinosaur, I don't know. Am I going to have to figure it out? Yes, I bloody well am. And we're looking forward to having to figure it out. No, not really. Will I do it anyway? Of course. Right, so we have a really small brush this time, so we can do really small eyes. That's what we've got. So, 3 points of contact. Make sure my eyes are focusing. And then we get very, very bright blue eyes in which, because of things, I'm just going to put the microphone in the way of this for a moment, just so hopefully I can actually, there you go. You can actually just about make out a blue eye on there. The pictures do look better once I've taken them with a camera and put them up on Discord, I will admit. That looks a bit too bland, in my opinion. Now I know we need to find a little tiny spot of pink. But that's just one tiny spot of pink. Or red, or something to represent the fact that it's licking itself, it's cleaning itself. Where did I not put pink on my tray? I must have put a pink on mine. There it is. Pink horror. I did put a pink on my tray, but I moved it off my tray and put it behind my phone because I'm clever like that. So I only need a very, very small bit, so I'm just going to get it on the brush in this case. Again, 3 points of contact. So, painting in the tongue. And then anywhere else that we've missed with metallics that we can easily see. So, in this case, just the sides of the face where I've missed. Now, I want to do something on the edges of the fur, but I'm not sure what to do on the edges of the fur. Do I go for green, like is on the... Thinking that might be the better option, you know. If I go for the green that's on the end of its little tendrils. And just catch the edges of its face. And then the ruffles on its chest. And the ruffles down the back of its tail. So anywhere that's overly fluffy. We'll get done in green. And then again, just some tips. Not too much of it. Just slight little bits down the backs of its legs. Yeah, there we go. That's looking a little bit better. Just to have it, just brightens it up a little bit. Claws as well, why not? There we go. So just putting a tad little bit of colour around the back just brightens it up a little. Now it's going to need a wash. Dirty kitty. It's already cleaning itself, but it's not cleaning itself well. It's not moved, so it's going to need a wash. Now I know that I've spilt a great deal of Agrax Earthshade all over the place, but I'm thinking Coelia Green Shade. Move it in a bit, sorry. Hopefully that's a little bit better there for you, Ollie. And anyone else watching on portrait mode. If I'm not quite in the centre of the screen, or if I'm out a bit, let me know so I can adjust it. I'm too used to being off a full desk cam. So let's slap a bit of Coelia Green Shade over this and see how well it works. Hopefully then that'll blend in with the green a bit more. We don't want too much of the washing, we just want it to soften those edges between the paints initially. So we don't want to overdo it. Because we are going to have to come back in and go back over it with the actual metallic that we made up a minute ago. It works eventually. We get there. Now I did say I didn't want this to be a 4-hour stream. I didn't want it to be a 1-hour stream either though, so I will have to find something else. As I said, I'll probably end up going through the naming list again just to make sure who we've got named and who we need. And if anyone has ideas in the meantime, please pop them in. Okay, let you dry for a second. And then while we wait for that to dry, I find the book. The Book of Names and Things. So what have we got now? We have not got a pen or I've got a pencil. There we go. So Sparkles and Oak, obviously they're done. Storm the Sorcerer, done, but we've not got a race for Storm yet. Gris, who is a shark, but he's also a wizard. Sid and Shadow, who are also the sharks. Well, they're the other sharks, they're the big sharks and the fighters. We've got Nadal the Paladin. Now, see where my brush is. If I've got it here, that should be in view now. I hope. Unless you move it over to that side and kind of pop it like that for a moment, and then it's a little easier to see. Shamash, which is another kind of... Oh no, he was Dragon Ball, weren't he? It's the only one so far that's... Well, one of the few that is actually a real race out of all of them. We have... Did we decide on Herman for the Red Panda? No, we didn't decide on him. You didn't decide, right? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so we have got Herman. So
I couldn't remember who it was, but I decided someone was her.
Yeah, because that's what I've got written down. Northern wanted to be named the Spider. Hamoto Yoshi? See, we've got a lot of names for some of these characters, and yeah, there's a lot that we're not done. I mean, we've a lot of names that we've not used yet. Mahari, Mizrench, Pyle, Rothgar, Sybil, Orin, Shin, Percival. We've got lots of names we've not used yet. Miss Wrench? Miss Wrench for the Displacer Beast? Well, Sparkle hasn't shouted at me, so that's not a possible one, so I want Displacer Beast. Or Displacer Cat. So we're still looking for a name for the Displacer Cat at the moment. Not that we're in too much of a rush, we've got lots. Purple Bunny. Now, did we decide on the Purple Bunny to be a barbarian? I think we've only got one other barbarian, which is the Butterfly at the moment. We have rangers, we have rogues, we have paladins, we have fighters, we have a warlock, we have sorcerers, we have wizards. So that's what? One cleric. But I weren't sure if the Copper Cat was going to be a cleric either. We'll get to it in a minute. Let's see if little kitty cat has dried at all yet. She's looking very shiny. I think I just need to give those higher layers another coat. just to move away some of the green. So I think I'm going to have to give them more of a coat. But again, I've got to wait for a wash to dry. Fingers crossed it doesn't take too long. And while it does, let's get the other models out so we can have a look. First of all, let's get those are the bases that he's going to need. So we have Sparkles. We have Cyclone, is it? Storm and Cyclone is Storm's little familiar. There's Cyclone and there's Storm. We have Gris. In fact, I better zoom out here because we're running out of space quickly. Right. So we have Storm, Cyclone, Gris. We have Jeff, the Barbarian Butterfly. Yes, that is what the Barbarian Butterfly is called. It's called Jeff. We have Sid, who's obviously the lighter one, and Shadow, who's the darker of the two. There's Oak. So we have Sparkles and Oak now. Nice. Who else do we have named? This is Hamoto Yoshi, which is the Fox Ranger. So we can pull out the ones we've got named and classed. So was it Nadal for the Ram? Yes, Nadal is the Paladin Ram. So let's write Ram in there so we know it's the actual Ram. Who else have we got now? We have... Oh yes, this is the one that's caused a fair bit of confusion and problems. No worries, Atlee. Thank you very much for calling in. You have a nice night and I hope it's an uneventful day for you tomorrow at work. We have Barnaby, the Thief Bat. It's one of those. Let's try and keep the bases together so we're not losing track of who everyone is. We have now the shiny purple bee. Shiny bee. It's not been confirmed yet, but the names are, well, one name is George for the shiny bee. Okay, shiny bee does go with the Kitty Cat Blacksmith. The Kitty Cat Blacksmith I can't remember what he's called. Copper Cat, which is what this one is, does not have a class, but it needs to be some form of blacksmith. In that case, it's either going to be an artificer or a forged domain cleric, but does not have a name either. So that's not good. That's not good at all. Anyone come up with a name while I'm doing this, please let me know. Here we are. Purple Bunny, which is, I believe we was going to put her as a barbarian. But let's zoom in again so I can see. So we've got the Purple Bunny, which I believe was going to be a barbarian. But again, no name. No name for her yet. So Purple Bunny class is barbarian. But still no name for her yet. Still no name. She is part of the Law Enforcement team though, so bear that in mind. We've still not got a name for the little fire drakey thing either that goes with the copper guy. So wait a minute, if that's with the copper guy, who does this go with? The bee goes with the butterfly, I forgot about that. it makes sense in my head. Don't ask why. We have Samash already, who's the Dragonborn Paladin. So we have Samash. It's Shamash, just in case you was wondering. We have an accident with Chester. Chester has lost an antenna. So I'm going to have to find new antenna, paint them up, and pin them in. But Chester is now a bard. Even though it's got a big bunk stick. Or even though he's got a big bunk stick. Chester is a bard. So I can cross that out now and put bard in there. College of Law bard, of course, because it makes more sense that way. This is the monk red panda, who is now called Herman, Way of the Open Hand. But then we're still missing. Oh no, we have Dave and David. D&D, Dave and David as well. Can't forget about them. They are the most problematic character that I could possibly have made. Because it's two characters with one set of actions. Confusing, I know. So we have the Yellow Fox, which name suggestion was Lucas. Which I'm tempted with because the inspiration for this was Lucario, both the shiny colours and non-shiny colours. But we need a name for that chappy. So who else do we need? Coppercat, fire breathing thing, Nadal, bunny rabbit. So it's these four here that need naming at the moment. Everything else there. Oh no. B. Shiny bee. Yeah, shiny bee's not actually been named. Had suggestions, just no names. And we also have the lizard wizard, which is a shiny lizard wizard. Again, no name. Well, at least we have a class for that one. We do have a class for that one. We have the Warlock Bartender, which not only do we need a name for him, we also need a name for his bar. We have the very odd yellow orangey turtle. Very, very odd little yellow orangey turtle. Out of all of them, it's probably the paint job I've done the least well with, but I'm still happy. It still needs a name though. And of course, the yellow spider. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8 that need naming that have been painted. Sorry, 9 that need naming that have been painted. 10 if you count the Displacer Beast. So that's 10 more that we need to do. Whew. I've got a lot of characters down there, haven't I? I've got a lot of characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And I know I've still got at least another 5 to go. I've not been painted for the brick section, for the mountain section, which is where I've done the doors tonight. And then I think there's still another 4. It's about 34 in total. Oh boy. You're wondering why? I'm wondering why this is taking so long. 34 little tiny models that I have neither a clue of what colour scheme I'm going to paint them, nor what I'm going to name them, or anything else for that matter. So we still have a lot of... Let's separate some of the ones that have been named and some of the ones that haven't. If I can. So let's pop that piece down there like that, and then we'll start popping all the ones that have been named. can go in first. I can go back in the box because they've all been named and no worries, Graham. I have that effect on a lot of people. Don't worry about it. Good night, mate. Good night. I mean, a few people have used me for ASMR in the past. I'm not quite sure how, because I've heard my voice. But yeah, some people have used it, so the fact that you've fallen asleep listening to me is not a surprise. It really isn't a surprise. So those are the named ones put away. I've left the non-named ones out while I continue painting, which is this section here of all my non-named characters. But I do wish to name them. So who's on there that isn't on here? So we have the lizard wizard, we have the yellow cat, we have the displacer cat. We do have a spider. We have the shiny bee. We don't have the yellow turtle or the fire breathing familiar. So we want yellow turtle. And fiery familiar. So we have written them in down there at the bottom, so they are ready should anyone tell me a name. So I can at least take a note of it and then we can continue on, hopefully, with named characters. Now I'm guessing some people are going to see a character thinking, oh, I want to play that one, so I want a name for that one. That will be fine. Just warning people though, the chances are Sparkles will probably either play Sparkles or Oak. Just a warning. So if you've got your heart set on Sparkles and Oak, there's a chance you may be slightly disappointed. Obviously, they are the names of Sparkles Oak. When my partner types in the chat, is what comes up. It's kind of straightforward where I've got the idea for the two title characters with being twins. One being called Sparkles, one being called Oak. He's clever like that. Okay, so that brightens the back up again, so it's nice and shiny. You're getting those hints of greens through. The little yellow you can see really well. The blue, not so much. So not the yellow, the pink is popping out really well, as is the green. The blue eyes, not so much. You've kind of got to get them in the right angle. Which, to say the least, is not fun. It's not fun. Right. Well, that was quick, wasn't it? Where's my super glue? Well, that's the only bit I've got left to do. Glue the bloody thing onto his base. Now, it is a paper base, so hopefully it'll glue quite quickly. Break that initial seal because it does dry up quite quick. And then I want the empty one of these because the other one's all crusted up now, which is not nice. What have I just done? What have I just done? I clicked on something and it went away. Right, okay, I know what I've done now. I clicked on the wrong thing, that's what I did. So now let's see if we can softly remove you from the tape. Get the base, and then hopefully this is going to work. Oh, it's sealed at the end, you absolute pea-brain. Absolute pea-brain, it's sealed at the end. Let's pop that bit off, shall we? And now it's not sealed anymore. Hopefully that means glue's going to start coming out. Nope, apparently not. And that'll be because this is blocked. The main actual thing itself is blocked. It's not a good thing, but I do have a pin for this purpose. Just gotta make sure I remove any residue from last time. And then force it in. Bloody hell, this is harder than opening a new bottle. What's going on? There we go. Well, I've just got glue all over my thumb, but okay. Put the pin back into the big eraser. Rubber, whatever you want to call it, depending on which side of the Atlantic you're on. Now, hopefully, this should work now. Why are you not working? Do I need a bigger pin? By the looks of it, I need a frigging huge pin. Where's my paper clips? That'll reach it. The thing is, I've just pushed a pin into it and glue came out, so I know it was clear then. Why it's not clear now, I do not understand. Well, it was clear when I pushed the pin in, and now it's not clear, so I'm going to get a paper clip. I'm going to force that down there instead. Paper clip. Glue. Neck of the glue. That is definitely clear now. I've just got half it all over my bloody fingers. It is definitely bloody clear. Yeah, there we go. But I only want really, really small drops on the feet. So I don't want it to run too far up. And then I end up sticking to my fingers and pulling paint off. That is what I don't want to do. But I do want the display, I do want it on the actual. That probably wasn't a good idea. But it has cleared the nozzle, which is good. I have a clear nozzle on that now, so I can use the precise applicator again. As I remember to clear it this time, even though it has just landed on the end of one of my brushes. Good job it wasn't one of my really, really thin ones. Right, are you going to pick up from there? Yes, you are. Well, there is Mr. Displacer Beast Kitty on his base, ready to go onto the actual diorama. So much fun and joy, isn't it? So much fun and joy. Is that paperclip now permanently attached? Nope. Good. I can move you out of the way. And let's see where everyone's going to go and what it's going to start looking like. I can't. I've just looked at my desk. There isn't a cat in hell's chance, no pun intended from what I painted tonight, that I'm going to be able to actually fit it on here so I can put it down and get you to see. I didn't think of that bit. Because me's an idiot. I am. Some of you is not. You already know that. Some people don't. But yeah, I'm an idiot. At the best of times. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little piece of card. Tiny little piece of card. That stands up there-ish. And local displacer piece goes on it. Then we get the phone. And this is where I apologise because I've got to leave the portrait mode. And we do the camera bit. Turn the flash on because of the positioning of the camera. And then we open up this picture. And there you go. You see the eyes are much brighter than I initially showed. I know he's cheating doing it that way, but yeah. That is the Displacer Beast kitty. I'm just going to try one more shot just to see if I can get it as a more natural light. Well, I say more natural light. Do it without the flash, essentially. And I don't mean the DC superhero. I mean the bright light on the camera. Oh, it's that time already. Ah! I mean, Sparkles has finished watching the celebrity peoples. That's not too bad of a. That's not too bad of a photo. I can live with that, I suppose. Do have to edit it down because of the size of it, though. So we crop. First, we crop. And we crop it down to that. And we save and we replace the original. And then we go and upload it onto Discord. Into the magical world of Sparkles and Oak. Still needing naming. Show you as much of the process as I possibly can. Sparkles and Oak discussion. Displacer kitty, isn't it? Displacer kitty. Not named. So we'll have the rule set similar to a Displacer Beast, so it'll be jumping here, there, and everywhere, popping in and out of sight, so you can't see him. But that is the Displacer Beast. Now, how many of these do we get to go through? Too many. It is as yet unnamed. And there we go. So that's been uploaded now. Excellent. I was expecting this stream to be a little bit longer than it was, but I didn't want it to go too long. Also didn't expect it to be an hour long, but it is. It's an hour long, and there's not much I can do about that. Because the Mod Podge is still drying. The kitty cat's now been done. If I was to start another character now, it's going to take me at least another hour plus. There's only one familiar left, and the rest are all full characters. So they're going to take a while. They'll take a full stream on their own. Or at least do a little bit on the diorama, and then most of the stream will be that. So in the next few weeks, yes, these will be getting longer streams. Take advantage of the fact that this one's been a nice short little jaunt in. Hi, not too long, jaunt out. Done. Take advantage of that for this one. It won't be happening too often. But Displacer Kitty done. Mod Podging done. Leave that to dry. That's been pasted. Pick the model for next week. And what I'm going to do on the backing of that floor, because all that should be dry then, so then I can start looking at putting panels on and sorting out the rocks and the bricks and things that go around, picking colours and schemes for what's going to go along that back piece now that it's got the detailing on it. And I do need to get the filler. I need more wall filler essentially, so I can fill in the gap along that ridge as well as a bit at the top as well, just so it looks like it's kind of been pushed into the rock rather than just sat flat and separated from the rest of the actual diorama. So, more filler. That's going to be fun for next week. I'm going to try and get the pre-mixed stuff, because the not pre-mixed stuff just makes a mess. Leaves it looking like Scarface's desk rather than my own. So I'll try and get the pre-mixed stuff. But until next week, well, it'll be Monday next time I see you all. As I said, I'm looking on Eldar on Monday. I'm going to try and start working on the Exodite Fire Prism. Wednesday, I will not be doing the usual combat patrol next week. It's a double issue, so I'm going to wait until the second part of the issue is out, and then I'm going to do both together in one big in 2 streams. So I'll do the putting together for the 10-man unit in one stream, and the reading for the 2 magazines in another stream. So that's still got over a week to go. And then, next Thursday, we'll start working more on the diorama and the back section where this little kit is going to go. He's not even on this camera. There he is. See? Little kitty. So his brown base will match with the others that are going on there. And they will all match with the actual layer that they're going to be stood on. Just the same as the way the ones that have got the multicoloured lolly sticks actually match to a certain section of that part, as well as the people who have the other brown textured sandy section match the lower level. And obviously we've got the 3 blue characters who go in the water section. But that will bring us to a close tonight. Thank you very much for everybody who's come to join. Anybody who has subscribed or left a like or been here for your first time, if you want to call back, 9:30 UK time, Monday. Look forward to seeing you all there again. But until we come through, I'll see you all next week. Please drive safe and see you again.
Static hearts, but the signal's clear.